Good morning, Michael McLean, NobleBook.com on a beautiful early morning out at Audie Lake. Oh, the lake looks calm there today. My birthday weekend. So it's my birthday this Saturday. So that means a day of boating, tubing, skiing. My parents will be over. Barbecue, reading. You know what I like to do on my birthday? I like to get up really early, go for a walk, and everybody gives me books for my birthday. I always tell people, buy me great books. And I get my markers and my pens and my highlighters, and I enjoy the morning before all the activities. And then in the afternoon, I just love to be on the water. And I feel so fortunate, so blessed that my parents, who are both 88, can come and celebrate and enjoy some food and spend some time with my daughter Emery. It's just when we have young children, birthdays are always about them, whether it's their birthday or not. Emery just loves when it's my birthday or Krista's birthday. So anyway, just up for an early 15,000 step power walk. This actually, I'll show you this. This is my wife Krista's brand new Lexus. Can you see that? She got that last night. That's a brand new 2023 Lexus hybrid, of course. That's all we can buy now. That's what we're being forced to purchase. This is an RX 450H. And as you know, or I bought this F-150 limited edition. That one there is also a hybrid 2022. So let me give you the story on these two vehicles. First of all, my vehicle here, I purchased this about 10 months ago, and I wanted a truck. My parents have 300 acres of property. We can actually put the four-wheeler. Emery has a little 70 ATV that we put in the back, and we have a trailer up here for a big four-wheeler that Krista and I have. So my parents have 300 acres of property about 15 minutes from here, completely rural, where we can go and walk and ATV, take the four-wheelers, and it's only 15 minutes from here. And it's a lot of fun in nature. So this truck here is great for that. You can put Emery's little four-wheeler in here. It's just a little 70. And then we can pull the ATV behind. So that's what, it's an excuse to buy, right? We buy things that we want to buy. We don't use logic, we use emotion. And we buy things that we want. And I wanted a white Ford truck and an F-150. The downside of this is when I went to purchase it, it was during the China virus last year. And when I went to purchase the truck, they said, well, here it is, and it's a hybrid, which means this isn't a plug-in truck. Like, you don't plug this in. But the battery regenerates off of the gasoline motor. So it's not like I'm stopping and plugging this in. But they told me all these great things about, I wouldn't be using gasoline for like 30% of the time. The only time I'd be using gasoline to power this truck is when I'm on the highway or I'm pulling something, all that kind of stuff, nonsense. And when I said, okay, I said, I don't want that. I just want a gas-powered or a diesel-powered truck, old school, period. This is forced on you. They say, we don't make those. Ford doesn't provide those in the F-150 anymore. So here we are in 2022 when I bought this, maybe 2021 last year. And no longer as a consumer do we have the option to buy a 100% gas-powered or 100% diesel-powered truck. So this was a lot more money because of the green energy component, because it's a hybrid. And the story with this truck is that it has a really tiny gas tank because of the battery component. So when I filled this up last year, when I purchased this, it would take around $70 of gasoline. So $70 last summer. And I filled it up the other day for the first time since we returned from Naples, and it was $140 to fill it up. So it has literally doubled in price in 1 year. To gas this truck up, and diesel's the same here. In Canada presently, today as I make this video, we have the highest gas prices in the free world. We have the highest gas prices in the free world. Similar to what's happening in the United States, just not as bad, but we have the highest gasoline and diesel prices in the free world. So for me to fill this thing up 1 year from the time I bought it, 11 months, whatever it is, it went from $70 to $140. And this is the thing we have to understand as badass millionaires. This is all on purpose. This is all on purpose. Like I see a lot of people saying, you know, oh, our leaders don't know what they're doing. Our politicians don't know what they're doing. Our bureaucrats don't know what they're doing. We're being led by fools. But the reality is this is all on purpose, and you have to understand that. You have to use the discipline of accurate thinking and understand that this is a plan and this is on purpose. I mean, you don't lose energy dependence as a country, which has happened in the United States and Canada in 12 months. You don't lose energy dependence in 1 year unless it's on purpose. So Krista's car, which is I'm a big Lexus fan. It's the same thing. I don't think there's any options to buy 2023 vehicles that aren't hybrid. So really, as a consumer, this is being forced upon us. The guys at Ford told me when I purchased this truck, they said, Michael, by 2030, there won't be any more options. That'll be the first year where there's no longer an option to buy a completely gas-powered or diesel-fueled engine or vehicle. So we're like 8 years away from electric cars, hybrid vehicles, all that stuff being pushed on us full time. So that's when I'm going to be getting into the classic cars and moving back into heading the opposite way. The reason I get a kick out of all this stuff is because this stuff is really popular right now, and it's mainstream, you know, electric cars and hybrid this and green energy that. And I get a kick out of that because this is what the crowd is following. This is what the crowd is excited about. This is what's popular. So as a badass millionaire, we have to ask ourselves, okay, this is popular. This is what the crowd is following. This is what the crowd thinks is right. So automatically I head the other way. I'm automatically heading the other way. I mean, I was forced to buy a vehicle that is a hybrid, but I'm thinking of ways now where I can head the opposite way. Look at that view from here. So you can just see the red part of our lake house, and then you can see the lake in behind. Just that's a postcard picture right there. We had a magazine come the other day to do a national magazine, Lakeside Homes, and they did a magazine article on our little lake house home on Audie Lake, which was really cool. So yeah, it's all being pushed on us, and basically it means more money out of your pocket. It means you're punishing the small business owners like you and me. It just makes things a lot harder because things are a lot more expensive. Every piece of paper, everything in your business is more expensive. And then here in Canada, we have the carbon tax on gasoline and fuel. So that's why we've taken our prices to an all new level where we have the highest diesel and gas prices in the free world right now because we have a nice carbon tax on top of all that. And as you know, fuel rules everything. Fuel and gasoline and oil and diesel, it's involved in the price of a loaf of bread. It's involved in the price of everything. And we're into the tourism season now with school ending, but it doesn't matter. People are just absolutely, taking on debt, but it all starts with energy costs. So I just thought I'd share with you those two vehicles and that plan that's going on in Canada. I mean, we have extremely cold winters. We have long areas of, between cities and towns where the electric powered vehicle just isn't going to work unless there's major improvements in the technology. Are you kidding me? There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles between some cities and towns in this large territory. So it's all, I'm a denier of all of it. If it's common, if it's popular, then I call bullshit. If the government's involved, I'm a denier of it. If there's experts involved, I'm a denier of it. I basically am like my buddy Dan Leonis, the mastermind behind the Einstein Blueprint, where he's just like, well, I'm a denier of everything. If a person's an expert and their mouth is open and moving, he goes, I'm a denier of it. I believe it's horseshit. Until he can prove it with real facts and accurate thinking. And every day I'm more and more like that, where if a so-called expert is selling it, if a so-called expert is talking about it as the new thing, I'm just like, horseshit, not horsepower. I'm the opposite. I'm about horsepower, not horseshit. And I can smell that stuff 10 miles away. So green energy, what a joke. What a way to tax people. What a way to advance collectivism. What a way to advance socialism. What a way to advance anti-business thinking, anti-self-reliance. It's just, that's the proven agenda, and it's on purpose. And most people don't have that part in their mind. They're just like, well, it's we have idiots and incompetence, and it's not the truth. The truth is this has been planned for a long time on a global scale. With that said, my dad, who is a very well-read person, very, very intelligent, but also has serious study ethic. He's constantly reading. That's what my dad does in his retirement. And he said to me the other day, he goes, son, he said, we were talking about global warming. We were talking about, now it's not global warming. It's the more generic climate change, which is a great marketing USP. It's a great selling thing because the climate and the globe is always changing. That is in fact. That's fact. That there always is going to be climate change because there's going to be decades of cooling. There's going to be decades of warming. There's going to be decades and decades of change. It'll never not be changing. So the green energy people have moved from the term, global warming, because they were getting caught in lies. They were getting caught dispensing nonsense. So now they've moved, of course, with the support of the mainstream media, with the support of big tech, with the support of just follow the money, with the support of the car companies and all of this other stuff. It's now climate change, which is a good one because it is always changing and always will be. Brings me back to the story my dad told me the other day. He showed me an article that he found online, 1973, 1972, something like that, when Bobby Orr and the Boston Bruins won the Stanley Cup. So that's probably 72, something in there. You can research it on your own. But then the sales pitch was global cooling. Global cooling. was being sold on the American and Canadian public. So my dad showed me this article where, you know, polar bears were going to be walking down the streets of Los Angeles and New York City. And global cooling was the next thing that was going to be the end of the earth. And then my dad was reminding me about the acid rain days in the Reagan administration, where I remember those when I was in school, in public school, and acid rain was the end of the earth, and a lot of money was going into preventing acid rain. So always something planned, always something going on with the environment, always has been. None of this is new. That's the thing. You've got to have some depth. Most people are deep as a puddle. I mean, they think that this is new. Global warming is not new. Global cooling is not new. Climate change is not new. You know, electric cars, hybrid this, carbon taxes. It's just an old wine bottle with a new label. That's all it is. It's socialist mentality. It's scarcity mentality. It's anti-business mentality. And it's just all the things that we'll continue to have to overcome. Our grandparents overcame it, our parents overcame it, and we have to overcome it as well. But it's not new. It's an old wine bottle with a new label. And we just have to understand that it's on purpose. We have to use this mind and think independently. And and you've got to think for yourself. So, speaking of thinking for yourself, I have a Champions Mastermind coming up in the fall. This is a year-long, 12-month mastermind, 18 elite men. And my Champions Mastermind is about the men inside this group, the men inside this brotherhood. I just completed my world building program. And, you know, in those 8-week sprints, it's about the result. It's about the result. I mean, it's a sprint. Guys double their business, their sales, they lose 20 pounds, they reconnect with their wife and their children, and it really is a sprint. The difference between a coaching program, in my opinion, and a mastermind, like my new mastermind, is the masterminds are all about the people. It's all about association. It's all about the power, the absolute unbelievable power of association. We're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And what would be more powerful for you than being associated with 18 top 1% elite businessmen, husbands, fathers, even grandfathers? Like, you're literally going to cut decades of mistakes and errors off of your resume by being around these amazing people. Like, elite masterminds to me, not you and hanging out with your buddies. And you have to, the more you pay attention. And I learned this lesson when I joined Bill Glazier and Dan Kennedy's mastermind for 2 years. It was $30,000 at the time a year. And that was all the money in the world for Krista and I. And at the time, we were like, wow, this is a lot. And I just decided at the last to bite the bullet. I said, you know what? If I'm going to grow my coaching business, if I'm going to grow my insurance agency, I'm going to need to bite the bullet. And that's exactly what I did. And I wrote that check for $30,000 to Bill and Dan. And I'll never forget it. Our first meeting was in Baltimore. Krista and I, we drove there from here, which was 10 hours. And we talked about, our future, the business, what we wanted to do. It was one of the best things, just having that time together, that day or two together. And then Krista came to the mastermind with me. And by the way, you can bring your business partner with you. You have one person that you can bring with you to our live 2-day meetings. We're going to do 2 meetings every 6 months. We'll meet in Florida at a 5-star hotel, and we'll have a 2-day closed door meeting where everybody is on the hot seat for 45 minutes. You're in the room with 18 other men, including myself, and we work on each other's businesses for 2 days behind closed doors. Plus, we have a lot of fun. I'll be bringing in a pro head coach of some sort. It might be an NBA coach, it might be an NHL coach, it might be an NFL coach, somebody who's in the trenches coaching. And then I'll be taking us to a professional sporting game, depending on the time of year. I always rent one of those big suites, have it fully catered with food and drinks, and we just have a great time together. Again, it's all about the people. And you get to network, you get to build friendships. But with Bill Glazers, I remember going in there that first time in Baltimore, that first morning, and Bill used to have them at these shitty hotels. They were barely motels, but great guy, Glazer, great guy. But oh boy, pinch a penny. And we're all paying 30 grand to be part of his mastermind. And here he is, we're in the basement. We're in the basement of some Marriott, I don't know what it was, Express, and in Baltimore of all places. And I remember walking in there the first day, and I was nervous because I looked around that room and I was like, wow, you got the best of the best in this room in terms of coaches, consultants, thought leaders, all of Dan's best 18, Bill's best 18 students. And I remember the 2 days changed my life. It wasn't just the year long, we'd have a webinar every couple weeks on. It wasn't that. It was the people that changed Krista and I, our lives. The people that we met, that's where we met Russell Brunson. That's where we met Michael Cage. That's where we met Beth Davis. Some of these people came and have spent time here at the lake with us. We've developed friendships with several of these people. I can pick up the phone, most of these people, and just call them anytime 10 years later. And just being around those people leveled up my life and my business. It leveled up everything. It leveled up my marriage. It leveled up my marketing. It leveled up my fitness. It leveled up my mindset. It leveled up my give back to the community, my time management. It just leveled up my entire world. And it was so amazing that we decided to invest another 30 grand. This is 10 years ago. And do it all over again. Didn't matter. We were staying in these old motels, hotels, in these basement rooms. I did the opposite, by the way. When I had my masterminds in Chicago, it was on the rooftop of the Dana place. When I have it in Orlando, I have it at the World Center. When I have it, I've had them here in Perth. I've had, the 5-star everything. 5-star dinners, 5-star games, 5-star speakers, 5-star meeting rooms, 5-star merchandise. I'm always giving the guys jackets and t-shirts and hats and all this other stuff from the Brotherhood. So I just took what Dan and Bill did and added the 5-star treatment to it, because I want to have fun. Like in Bill and Dan's, everything was on the cheap, right? Everybody's there just to get those golden nuggets from those two wizards, myself included. But the one thing is, soon as the meetings were over at 5 o'clock each day, we didn't really do anything. And that's the component that I've added into my masterminds. I've done these for 7 years, is we added the component of fun and networking. And that's where on the 2 nights that we have a 2-day in-person meeting, is I always rent a private suite at one of the events, at one of the sporting games. Doesn't matter if you like sports or not, but you're in that suite for 3 or 4 hours enjoying food and drinks with your brothers. And that's where real networking and friendship is created. The same for The next night, I always take everybody out for a 5-star dinner. That's like, you know, we've been everywhere from Ditka's, top steak houses in different places, but making it fun. If it's not fun, I don't want to do it. If it's not fun, I don't want to do it, especially at this point in my career where I don't have to be doing any of this stuff. I've been in a safe harbor position for 5 years now. I don't need to be doing any of this stuff unless it's fun. So my mastermind is certainly fun. If you're interested in applying, there's only 18 spots and half the spots have been taken by our world builders. So you're going to be in a room, you're going to be around guys for 12 months that are top 1%ers. And I'm going to be in your ear all year long because I'm going to be training you once a week by Zoom, 50 times a week, for an hour to 90 minutes, probably every Wednesday, where you hop on a Zoom call and I do a question and answer and I do a webinar, a training webinar on a topic, an advanced topic that's on my mind. And then, of course, you can fax me questions that you have throughout the year. You know, you have the 2 live events. Those are two-day events. Basically, you have accountability for 12 months. You have hard coaching for 12 months. And you have these friendships for 12 months. It's all about the men. It's all about the brotherhood. It's all about the people. I could say that, oh, it's about me or it's about this or that. But at the end of the day, the real value in masterminds is the association, right? Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. So if this is an area where you need to level up in terms of your social circle, your business circle, your Rolodex, so to speak, then nothing can be more powerful than this. A word of warning, my masterminds are expensive on purpose. It's $50,000 American for the year. That's actually chump change for a real badass millionaire because you're going to get that investment back in what? 2, 3, 4 deals, 2, 3, 4 clients or prospects. Are you kidding me? When you're in a mastermind, masterminds to me, I don't care what they cost. Like I'm in a $100,000 mastermind coming up this fall. I mean, it's $125,000 this mastermind I'm in now that I think about it. And I never even considered the price because it's free. And you could say, oh, well, it's free. No, it's free because I'm going to learn more things in the first 30 days. I'm going to meet more people in this mastermind. There's like 50 different people. I'm going to meet people that are going to save me time. They're going to save me losing. They're going to save me frustrations that are going to change absolutely everything. So for me, that $125,000 in terms of my consulting business, my marketing, my barbershop, my marriage, my physical health, my mental health, that's just an investment in Michael McLean this year. And you can't tell me, like for me in my business, that's a handful of clients. That's a handful of clients that'll pay for that investment. And it's the same for you. Like at $50,000, how many deals is that? Is that 1, 2, 3 deals tops that covers that nut? Is it how many prospects, how many clients do you have to add to your company to cover that? Is it 5, 6, 7? That's what I loved about the insurance business is everything I did investing in myself was free, whether it was books, whether it was seminars, whether it was super conferences, whether it was masterminds. I always looked at it as free because I was like, well, this is going to be covered by if I get 3 new clients or if I get 10 new clients. And it always was and more. So I don't think there's a better investment than a 12-month mastermind. You can ask the guys that were in my world building program last month. The 8 weeks is fantastic. But then after the 8 weeks, you don't have the accountability anymore. You don't have the accountability anymore. In other words, I'm not in your ear every single week. I'm not there, 52 weeks a year saying, you know what, you need a mental kick in the pants. And that's the thing about masterminds is it's about the brothers, it's about the people you meet for sure. But also that mental kick in the pants that we all need every week. That's my specialty. I give you a mental kick in the pants every Wednesday when I do a training, and it pushes you to be better. It keeps you on track. If you're one of these sleeping giants, I mean, you need that mental kick in the pants 52 weeks a year. If you're one of these guys who's a total cleaner and, you know, you're the best, but you want to be even better, you need that mental kick in the pants 52 weeks a year. And that's what I do better than anybody else, is continually push you to build a better world for yourself. Build a new world, add this, do this, improve this. And like I said, the men that you meet are elite, and that's so critical. If you're interested in applying, there's only 18 spots. It'll be in September. It's 12 months. Go to the link below. It's badasschampion.com. badasschampion.com. And all you have to do is leave your name and your email. And you're not committing to anything, but you're raising your hand and saying, Michael, this is something I may be interested in. And then later this summer, you and I will get on the phone call. We'll get on a phone call, no sales guys. It's just me. And we'll talk about whether this mastermind is a fit for you or not. We'll decide, you know, am I the coach for you? Is this 12-month program for you? Is this brotherhood for you? Are these the guys you want to be around? And if the answer is yes, we'll move forward. If the answer is no, that's all cool too. I don't care whether you're in the mastermind or not. It doesn't change my life one little bit. So that's it for today. Just some discussions about the power of masterminds. My personal experience, I haven't been in a mastermind since I semi-retired 5 years ago. And my wife, Krista, and I were talking about this the other day. I'm like, you know, everybody needs a coach. Michael McLean needs a coach. Michael Jordan needs a coach. Elon Musk has a coach. Tiger Woods has a coach. You know, Connor McDavid has a coach. Henry Ford had a coach. You know, Bill Gates had a coach. Warren Buffett. It's so critical. Elite performers, you know, empire builders, world builders, cleaners, you know, all these guys have coaches, at least one coach. And that's what this mastermind provides you, is somebody that's going to give you that mental kick in the pants every single week of the year. So if you're interested, badasschampion.com. And that's it for today. If you haven't got a copy of my book, you can do that at nobullbook.com. My new book is not Everybody's Cup of Jack Daniels, but it's a book for top 1% cleaners, champions, builders, guys that get shit done. And if you're interested in the mastermind, that's badasschampion.com. That's it for today from Audie Lake. 2 words that changed my life. Remember to go home tonight and hug your wife, your secret weapon. Hug your children and tell them how much they mean to you. There's nothing more important in this world, in your world, than your family. There's nothing. And every day, remind yourself to hug your secret weapon, to hug your children, to tell them that you love them, and to tell them that they're the most important people in your life, because they are. Our greatest blessing in the world is right in front of us. We want to build an empire. We want to build a world. We want to create this. We want to do this. Excuse me. But we have to remember that our greatest blessings are right in front of us, our family, our wives, and our children. And make sure that you make a point as the king of your domain, that every single day before it ends, that you tell your wife and your children how much they mean to you, how much you appreciate them, and how much you love them. That's it. 2 words that changed my life. 2 words that can change your life. Be relentless.